Hello everybody, welcome back to my HTML tutorial series, and today we're going to be going through adding a little bit of style and pizzazz to our website. So what we already have from last week is this. We've got headings, paragraphs, and we've gone through adding text in the different ways and using predefined styles where HTML already has it ready for us. But that doesn't really leave us much in the way of customization. So what we're going today is we're going to go through customizing it so your website is your website. So to begin with, I'm going to return to my code and we're going to learn how to add styles into our code. And to do this, we actually put it inside our tags. So we've got heading 1 here, for example. After H1, you put a space, style equals, and speech marks. And that's essentially how we set a style inside our tags. So from here we can actually go through different properties. So the first property of our text is going to be its colour, and we can pick a colour for it to become. And I'm going to save it. I'm going to do this with all of them so you can see the changes it makes, not just to heading 1 but to my paragraph and heading 2. Heading 3 I'm going to leave alone so we can actually see what they look like at default. So paragraph style equals colour, I'm going to say blue, and heading 2 style equals colour green, why not? So save, we're going to return to the browser, and if I refresh you can see it's actually made changes to every single one. We've got red, we've got blue, we've got green. But those aren't the only colours you can use. You can also use aquamarine, aqua, you can use black, white, yellow, violet, purple. But a lot of colours are defined like that, and in later videos I will go through how to add colours that aren't already defined. But there's a lot more to text than colour. We also have perhaps its size. So returning to our code, and I'm going to use font size. And as you can see, we already have a lot of options come down in my text editor. Once again, don't worry if yours doesn't have this. What I'm going to set the font size to is 20 pixels for heading 1. For heading 2, I'm going to set the font size to 30 pixels. And for heading 2, font size 40 pixels. Now, it doesn't matter if there's a space or not. That's what I'm trying to demonstrate here. If I refresh, it still picks it up. So if you put spaces in between your colon and what comes after it, not to worry. I just like to, keep it all in order. So I will typically put spaces at the end of a semicolon. But for the sake of today's demonstration, I just wanted to show that spaces don't make a difference. Not in this part of the code anyway. So from here we can also change the font family. Now this is a little more tricky because you have to get it perfectly right. And the way this works is, as you can see, we've already got lots of values coming up for our font. Well, let's say you wanted to use Comic Sans. You've got to remember it's not just called Comic Sans, it's called Comic Sans MS, and it's presented exactly like that. So if I save, that will work. But if I was to just put Comic Sans, it wouldn't, because our computer picks it up as Comic Sans MS. So that's just something to be careful of with this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make our blue text, our paragraph, Arial, because it's just a nice basic font, which if I return to my code ends up looking like that, slightly bigger and a little bit clearer. So we've gone through changing its colour, changing its size and changing its font, but what else can we change in our code? Well, we can actually change where it appears on our page. So to do this, I'm actually going to use the align tag, and what this does is it actually aligns our property in a certain area, but we're doing it with text, so we used text align. Now the reason I'm making this clear is because if you use align, it might work in certain browsers, but only if you're using those certain browsers. If you're using perhaps an older one, or in some cases a newer one, it won't work. We have to use text align, and I'm going to say center. And if I return to the web page and refresh, it's in the center of the page. Now, the reason I'm stressing to use text align so much is because align might not pick it up as text, but as what it's contained in. It's contained in, as I said before, our tags are squares of content where things fit onto our page, like Lego, and it might pick up that block and move that and give the illusion it's moved your text, but really it's moved the entire thing, which, especially when we go through more advanced concepts like changing the sizes and background colours of those as well, might make your page work in a way you don't want it to work, and things to be changed around in a way you don't want them to be changed around. So that's just something to remember. And as I said there, we can actually add background colours to these. So I'm inside our red text, I'm going our heading 1 tag, I'm going to add background colour, and I'm going to make it black, why not? And if I save and return and refresh, once again, that's why it's important to use align instead of text align, because if that were to be positioned, center with a normal align, the entire box would move, and that would look exactly the same, just on a different part of the page. So it wouldn't look as nice. So what else can we actually do from here? Well, that's actually a pretty big question, because we've gone through adding a background colour to our heading 1. You can do this for paragraph as well, you can put that inside any tag. We've gone through changing its colour, we've gone through changing its size, maybe making a certain word bold without the rest being bold. That might be something you want to do, and you might be sitting there thinking, well, that's great, I can do this with the whole thing, do I have to use a new tag for all of it? Well, you don't. So if I return to the code, where I say heading 2, I want this to be bold. Don't ask me why, just the word this. But to do this, we use a bold tag. What I'm just going to do is get rid of that because I don't need it, and I'm going to put it afterwards. So if I save, you're sitting there thinking, why B? Well, B stands for bold in this circumstance. These are already inside HTML, and what they essentially do is give us 3 or 4 different methods of styling that we can use specifically for words. So the first one is bold. I'll go through the next 2 in a minute. So if I return to my web page and refresh, you can see it actually hasn't made a difference, because what you have to remember is it's already heading, so it's already in bold. So we'll put it in the paragraph. I'm just going to type in the word bold and save, and if I return to it now, we can actually see the difference. So that was a bit of a, oh, you know, but what are you doing? You know, it didn't do anything. Well, it won't, because it's already a heading. These are already set to be bold, as well as you can already see. It's already predefined. So I just thought, bit of a goof, you know, I'll put it out there, because sometimes the best way to learn is by seeing someone else make a complete idiot of themselves. So what I'm going to do for the next one is use italics. So we've got bold, about italics, we used I, and I'm going to put italic there, and as you can see, mine already ends it. Just remember to end it yourself where you want it to end. So for me, I only want the word italic. So what I'm going to do is save, return to my browser, refresh, and now I have italic. And the final predefined format is underlining. So what I'm going to do is underline the word underlined. And if I save and return, it's underlined. So these are the three basic formats that we can use in our text: bold, italic, underlined, and these can be used inside tags for specific areas of code. Now, there's one final part of styling I want to go through, and that is the background colour. We covered this for, you know, our heading 1, but what about the whole page? Well, to do this, we can actually put that inside of our body tag. So we can go body style equals background colour, and I'm just going to make the whole lot aquamarine, because I think it will just look nice. So I'm going to save and return to it, and the whole page is aquamarine. And as you can see, it actually got rid of some of our styling already, and you're probably sitting there thinking, why? Okay, why has it got rid of that? Well, notice everything afterwards keeps as if it's already in speech marks, because I didn't put a speech mark there. I said at the beginning, you have to make sure you close it. Well, that's why, because if I save and return now, it's all back to normal. I'll go through in another video how to debug code if it doesn't work, but that will probably not be a part of the series until much later on. I'll probably do it as a standalone video by then. So that is how you can add style to your page, which is pretty cool. I hope you enjoy messing around, adding different combinations to your code to get it to work in different ways, to have different fonts and different font styles working all at the same time. And please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, anything you want me to cover, and I will cover it in an upcoming video. So thank you everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I will see you next week with another HTML tutorial.